A Moving Story is presented by Singapore Logistics Association and Jurong Port, and supported by the following.
Singapore is the world's #2 logistics hub, according to a 2010 World Bank report. From the largest transshipment hub to Asia's top 5 cargo airport, Singapore offers excellent global connectivity. Besides that, the city-state also provides secure storage of art and other valuables and is a player in cold chain logistics. In this 4-part series, we pay tribute to those who work behind the scenes and around the clock to ensure on-time delivery of goods and services around the world. He stores frozen food at the right temperature so harmful bacteria can't grow on them.
The cold chain logistician will play a major part to bring the food not only to the table but is safe to consume.
She plans 6 months ahead so that 3,000 Valentine's Day bouquets can be delivered on schedule.
It means in a very short time you have to have a lot of people working together for very long hours in order to get something like that done.
Logistics is all about details, and that includes knowing the exact measurements of a sheep.
We create the ramp based on that, the crate size and the animal size.
Who keeps 250 stores well stocked with groceries every day? She does.
The mission that we have is to ensure that the right product at the right quantity actually reach the store every day at the right timing.
And this young man has set his sights on a career in logistics.
I have a degree in business admin and I choose to major in logistic operations. I see the potential of this industry in Singapore.
Watch these heroes in consumer logistics race against time and battle unexpected problems so that we shop, dine and celebrate occasions with ease. It's 7 in the morning. This truck's bringing 60,000 stalks of roses from Kunming, China. They have traveled about 2,600 kilometers by air to get here and will be used in Valentine's Day bouquets. It is a tense moment as Pei San scrutinizes these flowers.
We are QCing the roses right now. They've taken about 2 days to reach us from cutting to arriving here. Anything can happen. It's possible sometimes when you open a carton and maybe half the box of roses are moldy.
The flowers will be rejected if they are not up to standard. Fortunately, the entire batch gets a nod of approval. With this go-ahead, the team at FarEastFlora.com springs into action. Each stalk is conditioned and prepared so they can last longer. With customers calling and orders pouring in, about 3,000 Valentine's Day bouquets must be made and sent out on February 14. It is the busiest period of the year for the online florist. And the logistics team started planning for it way ahead of time.
For example, as early as 6 months before Valentine's Day, we would start the design process. And the product designs that we come up with, we think about the logistics that come with it. So there must be designs that are easy to make, flowers that we can find during Valentine's Day so that we can procure them easily and can be stored in the packaging that we have designed for Valentine's Day.
5 days before Valentine's Day, 40 racks are installed to hold a large number of completed floral arrangements. With 4 days to go, temporary assistants are taught to help assemble bouquets. The countdown to Valentine's Day begins. Florists are kept busy for more than 12 hours at a stretch.
These flowers die within a week. So in order to deliver 3,000 doesn't mean we have 2 months to start production, and then you store them in the warehouse and you slowly get them out. It doesn't happen. So that presents the greatest challenge. It means in a very short time you have to have a lot of people working together for very long hours in order to get something like that done.
Everything is going as the logistics team has planned. The pace picks up as the clock ticks away.
Everything is under control. It's 12 midnight now on Valentine's Day. We have 3,000 bouquets going out on the 14th of February morning, and the first van rolls in at 6 a.m. We're just putting in our very last bit of effort to get everything ready.
It's all hands on deck as every bouquet is checked, grouped according to locations, and finally loaded onto delivery vans that will bring these expressions of love to all corners of Singapore. Each bouquet that is out for delivery can be monitored from the office using a customized software system.
The track and trace is a very essential part of the logistic process, and we put this right up at the front end of the customer relationship management system. Say, for example, the recipient falls sick on Valentine's Day and is not in the office, and you need to change the address so that the recipient gets, gets to receive the love from her boyfriend, especially when she's sick. So with this CRM system, you can easily trace this. Which order this is.
A few hours after the delivery vans rolled out, Pei San and her team has a situation on their hands.
Please start the delivery going to 6 Tampines.
I just brought 2 boxes in that we were not able to deliver successfully. This one is a case where we were asked to stop the delivery. The recipient is not at the address that was earlier given, and so we had to contact the driver to stop this, bring it back, and then go to a new address. So this is one. And then this one is not in. We were there and we could not get into this office unit. No one was in, and we called the number. No one picked up, and we had to bring it back. We take it in our stride, just plan, and we deal with it and get the flowers out to the recipient again.
This is the 11th year Pei San is involved in Valentine's Day operations. Despite the long hours, it is a project she enjoys.
Knowing that a lot of girls out there will be happy on Valentine's Day, that's one thing. And one of the other very key things is working with as many as 200 people during a very difficult time and have everybody pull through a very difficult thing. That camaraderie is, and that kind of, it gives you a high. Yeah, it's fun that way.
Each logistics project has its own set of challenges. When it comes to moving animals from Australia to Singapore for a Hari Raya Haji ritual, things get a little more complicated.
After 7 hours of flights today, the animals are very stressed. So we got to get the animals out from the crate. It's not so easy. In fact, some of the guys got to go into the crate and start chasing out the animals from there.
But Francis Chu has it all under control. He was involved in this project since day one. He prepared tender documents, visited Australia to buy the animals, and made all arrangements for their delivery to mosques. Today is the culmination of his 6-month-long project. He spared no effort to ensure everything progresses smoothly, and this includes finding out the animals' measurements.
More or less, we know the animal's size today. So from there, we create the ramp based on that crate size and the animal size. So from there, direct loading to the lorry, so that animal will not make a U-turn back to the crate.
With all 6,000 animals herded onto lorries, the vehicles set off to deliver them to 52 mosques around Singapore. And with this, Francis and his team added another successful logistics project to their track record.
For over 45 years, Jurong Port has been making good moves in general cargo, bulk cargo, and containerized cargo. We are recognized as Asia Pacific's multi-purpose port of the year. Thinking of good moves? Jurong Port.
Fresh obstacles for the Japanese Prime Minister when MPs from his own party boycott the vote for his government's budget plan. Why did this happen and what lies ahead for the Prime Minister? The full story on East Asia Tonight.
As Singapore gears up for the next general election, how will the political parties work out their battle plans and campaign strategies?
We are going to match the profile of the candidates towards the people, the voters.
For the first time ever, we bring representatives from 4 of Singapore's political parties on set to discuss the electoral boundary changes and upcoming polls. Catch a special encore of Talking Point tonight at these times on Channel News Asia. Talking Point is brought to you by DBS, Living Breathing Asia, and Subaru.
Amidst the flurry of motorcycles and relics, Ho Chi Minh City has more than just haphazard traffic and historical nuances to offer. For one, its property market is booming, and capitalism is driving its economy forward.
So they're forecasting 20 million people here in the next 15, 20 years, right? And you think Ho Chi Minh is going to be ready for that?
Find out how you can benefit from the city's fast-paced transformation in Buying Asia, Wednesday at these times.
Singaporeans love to eat. About 90% of what is consumed is imported as the country has limited agricultural produce. The important task of bringing in, storing and delivering food falls on the shoulders of skilled logisticians. Dennis and his brother started Warehouse Logistics Net Asia, or WLNA, in 1999. He grew up in this industry as his father also owns a logistics company.
As time passed, I understand logistics a lot more than I did before, because I think the logistics business or industry has changed to become a more sophisticated industry than in the past.
For Dennis, this is more than just a business. He finds deeper meaning in his job.
The key satisfaction for me is to be part of the logistics behind the food industry, that we are able to put food on the table that is safe to consume for the people of Singapore.
He provides facilities with temperatures ranging from -25 to 18 degrees Celsius. These are used to store frozen food for restaurants such as Carl's Jr. Such products call for special treatment. They must be stored at a minimum of -18 degrees Celsius to prevent harmful bacteria from growing. Singapore's hot weather is the cold chain logistician's worst enemy. To keep frozen food cold, refrigerated trucks are used to make deliveries. This new vehicle costs 250,000 Sing dollars and comes with some cool features.
This is a sub-engine that we have installed together with this new truck. What it does is that we can set this temperature from -30 to 0. Why we choose this system is because this sub-engine runs on 2 systems. One is the diesel and the other is a plug-on. So in a way, when the engine is off, this unit itself can operate independently. What I'm going to do right now is to switch off the engine. As you can see from the display that I have on the dashboard here, it's supposed to keep the engine cool with the sub-engine running independently from the main engine.
As for businesses, the presence of cold chain logistics service providers can help them clinch deals. Aspect F&B is the franchise holder for Carl's Jr. restaurants in Singapore. They had to convince its business partners from the United States there are cold chain logistics companies here that meet international standards.
Before working with WLNA 5 years back, CKE, which is our franchisor, they are very particular, in terms of us choosing who our logistics partner is going to be. So in fact, the entire team came down and we did a QA on their facilities and ensuring that everything is up to certain standards before, we start working with them. So it's a very it's not easy to get past that barrier, but WNA did it anyway.
Restaurant owners say the absence of cold chain logistics service providers would deeply impact their businesses.
Catastrophe. It's I cannot imagine that, because it's very crucial, because Singapore being a small country, we don't have natural resources. So most of our products, meat, our poultry, our meat, vegetables, they're all imported. So, and being an American brand, we import products of a certain quality, and it has to come chilled and frozen all the time. So without it, I would say we cannot operate at all.
But such a scenario is unlikely to happen, especially with the opening of Cool Port at Changi in November 2010. It cost 16.5 million Sing dollars and has 8,000 square meters, capable of handling 250,000 tons of perishable cargo annually. Cool Port at Changi has temperature zones ranging from -28 degrees to 19 degrees Celsius. And this is monitored round the clock 365 days a year.
We have got 18 multi-tiered cold room facilities, and each of these cold room has got temperature loggers, real-time temperature tracking. And this temperature tracking and monitoring is also connected with our cargo management system, what we call COSIS. And it gives instantaneous transparency to the entire cold chain handling from the time it leaves an origin station to the time it arrives at the destination.
It is the only dedicated cold room facility in the Asia-Pacific with airside access and is expected to strengthen Singapore's position as an air cargo hub.
And it's probably the first perishable handling center in this region which is halal certified. And it gives opportunities for exporters, for retailers to use it as a distribution center. And it will encourage new trade flows through Changi Airport.
We are committed to using technology to innovate our operations and processes to increase productivities and reduce costs. We're in the business of supplying ornamental fish, and it is extremely important that the fish are still alive when they are delivered to the client. This is why we use Singtel's track and trace solution, because delivery on time is literally a matter of life and death.
The shift in power is gathering pace. From the Middle Kingdom to the land of the rising sun. These are the powers determining Asia's future. Witness their politics. Understand their dynamics. And realize their influence on the one news bulletin dedicated to this region. East Asia Tonight, weekdays at these times on Channel News Asia.
Beauty. Ooh, very nice check. Traditional. I love it. Check. Now, according to a regional survey, Singapore women have been voted as ideal for marriage. Not true to some Singaporean men.
So true!
Oh. Battle of the Sexes on blogtv.sg. Tonight, at these times, the gloves are off.
For over 45 years, Jurong Port has been making good moves in general cargo, bulk cargo, and containerized cargo. We are recognized as Asia Pacific's multi-purpose port of the year. Thinking of good moves? Jurong Port.
Keeping these shelves well-stocked at all times is a big job entrusted to experienced logisticians like Pi Leng. She knows there is no room for error in her work. Because thousands of people can shop for their daily necessities only if she keeps up a constant flow of goods to stores.
The mission that we have is to ensure that the product right product at the right quantity actually reach the store every day at the right timing, so that we can service our customers.
It is a responsibility well suited to Hui Ling. She is an accountant by training and profession until she took on a supply chain and logistics role some years ago.
A lot of people would think that logistics is something that is very manual, very different from accountant, which people are seen as a profession. But to me, after coming in contact with logistics, I find that logistics actually involves a lot of aspects. It includes accounting work as well, to the certain extent that you have to look at figures, analyze it. So to me, I think that looking back again, if I have that opportunity, I will actually go into logistics again, because my skill as an accountant in terms of analysis is actually being put into use as well.
She keeps the warehouse running like clockwork. This is the central point where suppliers bring in products stocked by stores. From here, goods are moved to racks that rise 10 meters above ground in order to maximize space usage. When stores order specific items, they are picked off the racks in the exact quantities required. At this warehouse, a more advanced pick-to-like system is used.
If you look at my colleague who is doing picking here, you realize that first, this system allows him to be hands-free. He doesn't have to hold any paper pick list or any radio frequency equipment. Basically, both his hands are actually for him to pick up the stocks. So it helps him to pick much faster than a normal conventional system. The productivity can be 3 times as fast. Upon picking, he will press a button to confirm that he has picked the product, and this will actually be updated to our warehouse management system to update the inventory on hand real-time online.
A conveyor belt brings cartons that were picked to another section of the warehouse where they pass through a scanner.
This scanner system, basically comprises of 12 scanners scanning at 8 different directions. We need 12 scanners because the speed that the sorter is traveling at is at 7,200 cartons per hour. If you translate it into per second, you'll know that it is 2 cartons per second. So that's why we need to scan from a different direction to capture the carton barcode that is actually printed on the carton itself. By scanning the barcode, it will actually relate back to the product that this carton is containing. With that, it will actually match back to our warehouse management system and match it against the store which has ordered this particular product.
With this information, the sortation system automatically directs cartons to specific lanes that represent individual stores. All goods ordered by each outlet are consolidated here before being sent out for delivery. On receiving their orders, staff proceed to replenish stock, so that customers can always find whatever groceries they want whenever they need it.
The satisfaction that I get is that I know that when people need the goods, they will find it on the shelf at any time when they want it.
How most of these books reach the hands of consumers is a story in itself. They are among thousands of products from all over the world that sailed across oceans to reach Singapore. The country has unsurpassed sea connectivity. This has led many companies, including publishing firms, to ship goods via Singapore, the world's busiest transshipment hub.
BSA connects ourselves to 600 ports. We have very good network that brings cargo to Singapore itself. From then on, the shippers choose the best service to reach Europe, to US, China and India itself. The more choices you have, the less buffer time you need to build for yourself from the time you manufacture. So that helps to have a low inventory and make sure that goods are shipped to the market when you want it.
That's why publishers choose Singapore as their regional shipping base. And the logistics of sending books to countries in the Asia-Pacific and beyond are concentrated here on our shores. Keppel Logistics is an integrated logistics company. They manage the regional distribution for a major international publisher.
We do handling for import all the shipments. Other than that, we do QC check. After that, we put into the storage. Then, we pick and pack the cargo and stand by for local distribution and also for export shipment.
The logistics work that goes into fulfilling book orders is faster and more cost-efficient with a customized conveyor belt system and bar-coded labels. They indicate the exact location of books and the quantity ordered by the customer. Scanners on a conveyor belt direct boxes to the location where the books ordered are stored. With information provided on the labels, staff can quickly collate the order and send cartons on the way to bookshops in 15 countries. But orders are sometimes returned. For example, customers may reject a book because it is damaged. On such occasions, staff step in to take care of what is called reverse logistics.
All the return cargoes, they come back to our warehouse, and our people will actually sort the cargo accordingly. For the good condition, we have to put back to the shelving, and this actually have some saving for our clients.
Damaged books are set aside. Some are donated, while others could be headed for disposal. 30-year-old Martin enjoys the many facets of logistics work. He in this expanding field. The logistics sector attracted more than 1,200 skilled jobs in 2009, up from 50% in 2008. Like Martin, these students from Republic Polytechnic's Supply Chain Management course are keen to enter the industry. They are sure they have made the right choice after fulfilling attachment with logistics company WLNA.
Firstly, I heard this call from parents and they actually encouraged me to take this because Singapore is a logistics hub. So I find, yes, this is a very interesting course. There's a lot of things that you can do after actually you've graduated from the poly.
The future of the logistics industry is in their hands, and they have these heroes to look up to. These professionals in consumer logistics have dedicated their talents and skills to make our lives safer, more convenient and enjoyable.
A Moving Story was presented by Singapore Logistics Association and Jurong Port and supported by the following.